Float in Flames. Welcome to my channel. This is a special edition reading dedicated to 10th and Portal, and I'm doing it from a very special place. You can see we're in Manhattan, in the heart of New York City. The weather is a little chilly and a little windy, so I'm gonna get on with the reading, hoping my cards will not fly away. But yeah, I was inspired by this location today, so I decided to do it here. Yes, I'm saying that my cards start flying away. But this is just a reminder that we're actually dealing with pretty strong energies as we navigate this portal. I did mention over the weekend that Pluto is going direct today, so it's another conundrum on the road, right? Pluto energy is pretty significant. It's that Scorpio energy, it's the full transformation, right? And while Pluto is going direct and it is in Capricorn right now, this energy is pretty blunt. Basically, it's asking us to, well, first of all, whichever house in your chart is governed by Capricorn is going to be affected the most. So you can check that out for yourself. And it's asking us to get rid of garbage, get rid of clutter in that area, and most importantly, face our biggest fears. Right? So if you keep doing the same thing and you've been finding good reasons or excuses for years and years, now is the time when it's gonna be, okay, enough of that. You don't get to do that anymore, right? And to the point where even if you still keep dragging your feet into it, it's gonna expose that. Things that you don't want to be exposed. So as usual, you have a choice to do it the nice way or the tower kind of way, when it's just swept away and you don't get to choose anymore. The scariest part being, of course, looking your biggest fears in the eye. I know I had to face mine today, one of them. Anyways, let's see what's going on for the twins at this time. The portal is, as usual, it's a gateway, and it's actually bigger than that one date. So it's still going to be relevant if you're looking to specifically set yourself up for something new and beautiful. You do have a couple of days of that energy. And since Pluto has gone direct, the scope for introducing changes and overcoming your fears is the window is even longer. So you have time. Okay, let's see what's going on with Divine Feminines at this time. What does this portal mean for Divine Feminine Collective watching? We have the universe wants to co-conspire with you. Yeah, you see, so the fears are in the way, or could be in the way. So 10 is also end of the cycle. If you can think about it, you know, we do have the 10s in each suite in tarot, and 10 is, yeah, really like kind of the end of the road before the new cycle begins, right? It's like the next level of one. It comes to one, but it's a level above. It's like a floor above. So you've ascended, right? That's like, okay, you've arrived. Now you're starting something new. So that's where we are. Congratulations. You've arrived, and there is something new that the universe wants to collaborate with you on. Something bigger than yourself that essentially will benefit you, but also will benefit a lot of other people around. And that's part of that light worker mission. It can seemingly be personal on the surface, but you know, little by little, you'll unfold the bigger picture and you'll see how important that step was. So whatever comes to your attention during this time, it's really important to listen to it. The person who will be coming into your life and asking for help, I apologize about the sirens, but it's New York City. It's like that pretty much non-stop. Yeah, I'm getting that some of you will have someone come into your space and ask for help. And even if you think that, oh, how can I help? Or like, oh my God, I could use some help myself. Don't turn that person away. There's something important in their story that will be healing, will be helpful for you, and will be transforming for you, as the Pluto energy suggests. Pluto in Capricorn is looking at the processes, ways of going about things, and how authentic are you with those? Like, why do you keep doing the way, like, why do you keep doing things in the way that you keep doing them in, right? Do you have good reasons for that, or they are just excuses, so they are just social conditioning that you're following to fit in or to please, or, you know, to make someone happy, whichever way you want to call it, right? So that's going to be a big topic. What do we have for divine masculines watching? Your effortless effort is fully required. Yeah, for the masculines, it's a little bit different story. But it is connected to Pluto going direct in a way that if in their reality, if they are dragging their feet, then that's going to be a huge tower moment. That's going to be tower moment multiplied by 10. But basically what the universe is saying, just don't fight it right now, right? Like whatever comes in, accept it. Positive, negative. See the deeper meaning, see the bigger picture, right? If you just keep putting your foot down and insisting on you knowing better, yeah, the tower will fall. Okay, let's get to tarot. I'm gonna ask my usual questions, of course, with regards to 1010 portal, a little bit different way though. So we'll see what is happening with the energies at this time. What is the action we're supposed to take? And how is it changing the perspective of our counterpart towards the connection? As always, we're looking at the bigger picture, but we are also remembering the connection space. Yeah, definitely the fall is here. Pretty soon it's gonna be cold to do readings outside like that. Who knows, maybe I'll get a blanket and continue. Okay. So we have feminine energy, masculine. Have action to be taken by each, and we see how the perception of each other is transformed. Bottom of the deck, like what else but this can signify new phase, new cycle, without holding back, without sticking to the rules that you used to follow. That's the Fool for you. Bottom of the deck here, the World. Again, closure of the cycle, right? It's like things are coming together. Or, you know, like sometimes they say that things come full circle. It's that kind of idea. So you may see new connections between different parts of the puzzle, or different events in your life that you didn't see before. Then suddenly, oop, it's a match. Or you've been seeing the same dream for a while and you had no idea what it meant because it seemed very detached from your reality, and then suddenly you're like, oh my god, then you see another image, another concept, another idea, or you read about something, you're like, oh yeah, that's what my dream was trying to tell me. Anyway, for feminines, we see the Justice clarified by Two of Pentacles. So actually both of them are in a way about rebalancing or finding balance, right? About karmic balance coming in. And I'm immediately getting that the universe wants to bring in reassurance and reward for you for everything you've been through. So do that kind of recalculation, you know? But you need to stop being afraid of bigger and better things coming, because in a way, a lot of you are blocking that energy with where you are right now, with the like being stuck between the rock and the hard place, or thinking like just being in that misery state. I can almost feel it in my body, you know, a little bit of desperation, a little bit like a lot of stress, and lack of faith. But this is the major arcana, so the universe is working in your favor. if you choose to, if you allow it, if you can see how much you've covered, how much you've been through, if you recognize that any effort you've put in authentically, sincerely, will always be rewarded, is being rewarded and will be rewarded. So it was never in vain. So there's no reason to feel bad, to feel like a victim, or to want to quit doing the good, helping people, being your better version of yourself every day, right? There's always a reason to do it. If it doesn't come around the next day, it will come around in the divine timing. For masculines, and it's now. So that's why it's very important to cleanse the energy and to face your fears as much as you can, right? To clear more and more space for the treasure, for the blessings to come in. For masculines, we have Page of Wands clarified by Eight of Swords. So for masculines, this new cycle starts with them finding a new road of getting, right? Putting on new costume, looking at themselves in a new role, whatever it is. For some more personally, for others more professionally, they are starting something new. And there is a lot of overwhelm, there's a lot of fear. Again, this Pluto energy is hitting hard, right? So yeah, for masculines, the most important is to have that faith, to be able to take a leap of faith on the new path, even though they don't have, or they think they don't have the knowledge, the resources, and they don't understand yet that that's irrelevant to the story plot. But yeah, you see this person is not walking, they're standing. They're looking at the wand, like the tool that they have at hand. They're considering, is it worth it? Am I gonna achieve something here or make a fool out of myself? You see, it's like that full energy, but in a shadow mode. It needs to be turned around. So it gives hope, it gives excitement, it gives joy and fun from doing something new, right? But of course it is scary at first. The action to be taken at this time. For feminines, Ace of Wands clarified by High Priestess. I love this so much. So some new psychic gifts are being uncovered, some new passions are being opened up to you, new downloads about how to bring more of that healing and believing in yourself more than anything else, right? Seeing the beauty in yourself. I think we saw that in the readings over the last week, where or maybe it was in some of the horoscope readings I did for October, which are all now published on my other channel, by the way, Mindful Bamboo. The handle is in the description box. So all of those, or not all of course, but a few of those had items about like you're seeing the mirror of yourself in your partner, right? Like you first start with being fascinated with them, and then before you know it, you're like, wow, and now I can see that beauty that I see in them in myself. That's the magic of that connection, right? So this is like, and I'm getting this is more in the connection with the divine, in that relationship that you have with spirit, with the universe, right? As the universe brings in blessings and you are grateful and you see the wonder in it, you see the divine timing working its way, it's like a chicken and egg, it works both ways, right? So first you need to believe and to have faith that you deserve it, to allow, right? And as those come in, you see more and more of that beauty and wonder in yourself and what you're able to achieve. Actions for the masculines. Eight of Pentacles clarified by the Lovers. It's like one of the default cards in Divine Masculine 3D reality, right? If in doubt, they get on with their work. They get on with making money, earning income, getting more power, right? But look what we have underneath. Yes, and they continue doing that work. But it's almost like that's like they are in their more or less inertia mode so that they can process some of their feelings and choices they've been making, or what they saw from their feminines and from people who showed them love. Although for a lot of them, that's, how do I put this? It's not like nobody else loved them. It's just that love, again, sorry for the sounds. This is like immersive experience. You can imagine you're in the middle of New York City. Of course, there are people in your life who love them, who have loved them, and they're seeing that almost like that as one timeline, or they see it all in parallel outside of the timeline. There we go. But they see a very distinct difference between not just feminine versus everybody else, but between each of them, and how people have displayed their love, what they called love, right? And of course, in each case, it will be different based on social role, based on how close they were, based on how much they had in common, and etc., etc. Specific experience that they had. But all of that variety is now helping masculine see what the unconditional love is about, right? And see the scale of what they feel for the feminine, what the feminine has been displaying to them, if they know them, of course, right? In case they are not in contact with their feminine, for some of you, I'm getting that you either haven't actually met in person, or there is no contact, and maybe they didn't have a chance to discover that who their feminine is, right? But they're still, even without a specific person, they are getting those downloads. They are seeing these close relationships close to them historically in their variety. And not just how people treated them and showed their love, but also how they have showed up in that love, what they've done right and wrong. And of course, the whole concept of right and wrong is now reconsidered. They're in both ways, right? So maybe somewhere they thought they were always doing good by the person, right? They've been trying, making effort, doing their best, and now they see how much that was not the case, or what they've been missing. In other ways, they had like guilty consciousness about leaving somebody behind, about hurting someone's feelings, about putting their foot down somewhere. And now it comes full circle, and they see that that was actually an act of love and an act of kindness to both people involved. So lots happening, but because it's so overwhelming on the forefront, they continue focusing on their work. And I'm getting that because of this reconsideration of love in general, they are bringing in that new energy into what they do day in, day out. Even if it's very much a 3D job, right? You can still bring more kindness, compassion, and empathy into it. And they're doing it, and they start a new cycle where they see satisfaction from that, where they see new blessings and rewards from that, where they gain more and more clarity on why people behave the way they do. Magic. How, now the third question, how's the perception of the twin changing during this portal? For feminines, how they're seeing masculines. We see 8 of Cups clarified by Ace of Swords. So they see the better information and more truth in why things haven't worked out in the past, why separation happened from either one of the sides or both of the sides from the twins, between the twins, right? They're seeing more clearly what was the core of the disconnect there. And not necessarily that there wasn't love, but one or both people weren't ready for that connection in its purest way, right? So the transformation that's happening is actually around that once you see what was missing, right, now it creates a certain set of steps forward on how to bring that about, right? So to kind of compare where you were then, where you are now. And again, even if you're still in that separation, even if you don't have communication with your DM, so you can't technically just talk to them and check, you can still check within yourself, because you are connected at all times, right? And since you do have one higher self, you can use your perception, right? What's going on with your energy, what kind of work you are doing, right? And keep focusing on rebalancing masculine and feminine, on working through fears, on bringing about more of that authenticity into your relationships in your own right, even if they are not with DM, right? So, because the disconnect you had with DM, even if it felt like it was entirely on their side, it was their fear, it was their block, their pain that caused the disconnect, right? It's still in some way, it's a reflection of what's going on in your reality, what you are ready for. And that already gives enough for, well, first of all, for showing compassion for the masculine, and secondly, for seeing what you can do, what actually you should be doing while separation is in progress. And remember that it's always divinely guided. And if it's needed, it means that at this point in your life or in your journey, it's important for each of you to experience certain karmic scenarios on your own, not in a tandem, but individually, without having an impact of each other's energy, whether it's positive or negative. And also it creates like space for it always creates a healing space for how you see your counterpart, and new opportunities for coming together in a better space, in a more healed vibration. Masculines towards feminines, Queen of Wands clarified by King of Cups. Oh, yes, that's what we like to see, right? So they're seeing the new level of proficiency in their feminines. That's beautiful. The masculines are seeing how much love and kindness was there, and even if they saw it was this Queen of Wands, especially in this deck where it's like the classic right away, it was a little bit of witch vibe. You know, maybe before they have seen some of the aspects of divine feminine's personality and life as woo-woo or something not serious or something scary even. Because for a lot of people in general, and for masculine energy specifically, it's our side is still, there are a lot of constructs and a lot of stereotypes around what, and that's a confirmation, yes. A lot of stereotypes around light workers, psychics, even those who do astrology or working with energies, you know? Like, even if they don't admit it to you, if they haven't admitted it, it still was puzzling them. Even to the point, if your DM is at the level where they feel like this is great and they admire this, it's still scary. Think about it. If you have somebody around you who has such a profound knowledge and feeling of what's going on with your energy, they can basically read you, right? They can, well, and then you start thinking, if they can read me, then yeah, I'm like exposed and naked at all times, right? That's already not a very comfortable feeling. And B, they can manipulate me easily, right? Because they do understand exactly what's going on, right? And all of those things are stirring up lots of fear. But now they're seeing that there's actually, they are turning that fear into love. This is them changing with this Pluto going direct, with this 10th portal, with starting a new slate, right? They're not sure because they are showing up in page energy. Page is not a match for a queen. But at the very least, they see something to aspire to admire, and to almost like fall in love again. with new things, with new qualities, from a new angle. Beautiful. And they're also the image of the feminine in their emotional composure is helping them find strength to do that for themselves. This is especially relevant for those feminines who have ascended to the point where they do have that composure, obviously, right? But if you've been able to take a high road and be a bigger person and not fall for like the arguments or for manipulations or respond, like to be reactional, you know, turn when the fight or flight response is turned on. This is paying off on the masculine scene, that this is brilliant. Like, that was a tough situation and you've handled it so well that it makes them think that they can handle themselves, they can conduct themselves much better, that it's possible, it's achievable. If before they thought that this is not even an option, now they're seeing more opportunities where how they can work on themselves, how they can get better with that. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you. I'm pretty cold and this is a pretty long routine. But it's been such a pleasure to deliver it for you from here, from the heart of New York City, from this beautiful skyline view. I love you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon.